These are the moments that you dream about.
Loves it up, and he gets it. Are you kidding me? What an interception! My, oh my! Huge hit! Ball is out! The ball is out! That was sick. Unbelievable. We keep thinking we've seen it all, and we never have we?
Oh, welcome to the Kickoff presented by that lovely beauty that you just saw. No, not Gary Striewski.
How you doing?
It was
here all day.
Truck. I am but Randy Scott. We are fresh off of.
And very far away.
And very far away. That's fine. Not far enough. One of the best college football games that we have ever seen. It was Alabama. It was Georgia. We were trying to put this into context.
Yes.
Because we had Paul Feinbaum on our show.
And what did he say?
SportsCenter AM Sunday morning, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Not a big deal, but also kind of a big deal. He said that Alabama looks better under Kalen DeBoer than under Nick Saban. That's a wild boy talking wild.
And what did you say to him? You said, Paul, you are a bleep, 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 mother bleep idiot. Didn't you say that on TV?
We were off mic.
Okay, got it.
And now you've shared that with the world. But we were trying to think of a way to describe what we saw. If you had to have one word to crystallize that event in Tuscaloosa, what are you going with?
I think I'm going to go with all-timer. Going to go with all-timer.
Yeah? Is that the word?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if that's the word that you gave us before the show.
That's two words. If I want to hone in on something specific in the game.
Yeah.
Underage.
Oh, okay.
What? Whoa. This is an internet show.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is
I'm
it?
speaking of not him, not Mr. Smith, not Mr. Milroe either. He's an upperclassman veteran quarterback. I'm talking about the 17-year-old phenom freshman Ryan Williams, who made his way on the national. Listen, he already was. This is him right here. What'd you call him? You said he got young ACLs.
Young ACL.
Only a 17-year-old ACL can do that.
Stop on
This kid is a true freshman. He enrolled at Tuscaloosa early. He's from Mobile, Alabama. So this dude was put on this earth to be on this stage. Do you think he wasn't going to show up for this game after he chose Alabama over who? You guessed it. Auburn, Texas, and Georgia. You didn't think he was going to show out for a team that recruited him, and he said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm going to go do my thing."
Right.
And by the way, Alabama had over 100 recruits at Bryant-Denny Stadium for this game. They probably got 100 commitments that night.
What we're starting to see, too, is Alabama continues to separate it. So Alabama might be wide receiver U in the SEC. And LSU may have an argument with that, and I'll hear it because, J. Jeff, Chase, and everybody else. But, I mean, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Henry
Julio!
Amari Cooper, Julio Jones, Ryan Williams putting his name in that list. My word for it is breakout. It's a breakout performance. You're breaking out of the shadow of Nick Saban. This is the first massive SEC win for Kalen DeBoer. Ryan Williams putting his name on a national stage, really for the casuals who haven't been paying attention through the first couple weeks of the season. And Jalen Milroe proving that the struggles that plagued him last year leading into the college football playoff are behind him. He can pass as well as he can run.
And now he's in the front of the Heisman conversation.
And he is at the very front of the Heisman conversation.
What's crazy about the Ryan Williams thing is we're going to get 3 more years of this in Tuscaloosa. He's 17.
Yeah, because
he's got to stay in school for 3 more years.
Got to be 20 years old. No, right, to declare for the draft.
He ain't playing school. He's playing football, so he's going to be at Alabama for 3 years.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the school thing.
That may not be.
You're gonna be suiting up on Sundays.
He was born in February of 2007.
That's crazy.
It got us thinking about a game that we're gonna play right here.
Okay.
Is it older or younger than Ryan Williams?
Oh.
We don't know what these items are. We haven't been shown them.
Damn.
But we're gonna try to see. I mean, he's 17 years old. We'll get the scoreboard over your right shoulder.
Damn, we're playing a game.
I'm gonna beat you again.
Okay.
Let's see. All right. So what's the first item, guys? Is it older than Ryan Williams? Iron Man. I saw this in theaters.
Yeah, you did. When did you see it in theaters?
I saw this in theaters. I was living in Florida.
Yep, which was what year?
Which was?
This is older than Ryan Williams.
This is younger than Ryan Williams.
This is older than Ryan Williams.
Younger than Ryan Williams. I need the reveal.
Yeah! Dang it!
Let's go!
Not older.
Couldn't remember if I saw it in Tampa or
See, well, because Iron Man is ageless and he was in a cave, so I thought this was like pre-biblical times.
Yeah.
That's on me.
I'll need explanations.
I'll be
Still
back.
a loss. Let's see the next item. I don't know who is this guy?
The iPhone, Ryan Williams.
Look at the Carson Daly hairstyle and sideburns.
The iPhone is older than Ryan Williams.
The iPhone is younger. It was 2008.
Are you serious?
Let's see. Oh, it was 07, but only by a couple months.
2000. June. God!
Man.
That's all good. Listen, I want to know that because I grew up lower middle class, so I had a flip phone. I had the Nokia 5820. I know upper middle class, you had a pool, you had an iPhone. We get it, dude.
I didn't have an iPhone.
Hey, check your privilege at the door.
I got an iTelephone in Bristol, Connecticut
check
for the
your
first
privilege,
time.
dude. Check your privilege.
Third item. Gary's going to try to get back. Nintendo
How is
Wii.
your built-in pool?
Nintendo
Okay,
Wii.
this for sure, Wii hardware.
That's at a Toys R Us, if that's any if that's any indicator.
This
Try to
guy's
show it.
name tag against protocol. He's covering the logo.
Yeah.
I am gonna say that's a
else is in the
high.
background?
Ryan Williams is the Wii is younger than Ryan Williams.
The Wii is older than Ryan Williams. Let me see. That was more a bet against the streak. That was going up to the roulette table and seeing like 8 reds in a row and betting on black to try to.
Dude, give us 4 more.
Bro.
Give me 4 more. Don't
4
call it a comeback.
more?
Don't call. Hey,
4 more? I
don't
think
let
you
us
get
win
2
one.
more.
I'm the
YouTube.
2004 Yankees.
YouTube.
Oh, Ryan. YouTube is for sure older than Ryan Williams.
Yes.
100 million %.
Older.
100 million %.
Buddy. 4-1, brother. All right.
Last one. Dang it. Hey.
Last one.
Hey. Family Feud rules.
Older. Older.
Ryan Williams is older?
No. This is older than Ryan Williams. This is older than Ryan Williams.
Look. They're in the swag era. For the sake of this is Family Feud rules, I'm going opposite.
Okay.
Ryan Williams is older.
I just like to win. Wait. No, Gary, you got that. I listened to this.
What?
Yeah, I listened to this in Toccoa, Georgia,
You.
2005.
Hey, you. Let's go. Family Feud rules. Give me 5 points.
No.
Gary Striewski for the win.
No, sir.
Gary
That
Striewski
is
with the
not
win.
at all how it works. But listen, hey,
What does it mean when you Superman that?
what is your middle name?
Huh?
What's your middle name?
You should know it.
Well, okay, but what letters does it start with?
Lee? It's a silent G.
Starts with that L.
G-L-E.
Lee? All right.
It's
Let's
silent.
These are the projected college football playoff rankings if the season, well, actually, no, it's just Heather Dinich forecasting it for us. Bama on top, Texas at 2. Look at that. 4 of the top 5 teams are in the SEC. Penn State at 6. I'm not calling it fraudulent yet. But Penn
Okay.
State has to prove that they're a better team once the weather gets cold.
Okay.
Oregon might be the flimsiest group in this. We'll see.
Sure.
I love Dan Lanning. I love the toughness. I don't think he loves his offensive line. Michigan, I mean, the forward pass was invented. Someone needs to tell them.
They got to figure it out. 32 yards last week against Minnesota. Are you kidding
Well,
me?
and Ole Miss looked anemic last week against
Which is interesting
Kentucky.
that Ole Miss is still in the CFP playoff projection when just on the outside of that, you have another undefeated team in the SEC in Missouri who's not featured in that. And Kentucky's a lot better than we gave them credit for.
They are, yeah. Mark Stoops, I mean, had a grin taking down Lane Kiffin and company. This is what the college football playoff bracket would look like. Because remember, you could be the number 2 team in the country like Texas. If you are not the top-ranked team in your conference, you do not host a playoff game.
Okay.
Excuse me, you do not get a bye.
A bye.
So they will host a playoff game. They still have to play in the first round. They would host a Boise State. Oregon and Penn State's kind of a Rose Bowl matchup. These are on campus, remember. So that one's at maybe a whiteout, Happy Valley. That'd be majestic.
That'd be electric.
Rocky Top would be hopping as Nico and Maliava would just destroy the Wolverines. And then you got Georgia and Clemson between the hedges, a rematch of what we saw over the season.
This is a national championship game. Yeah, this is a rematch of, a couple national heavyweights.
Yeah.
Clemson re-entering themselves in the conversation in the ACC. That's good for football.
One team that's outside and looking in, face pressed up against the window like a street urchin from a Norman
Do you
Rockwell
like apples?
painting
Do you
is
like apples?
Notre Dame.
Ooh.
Notre Dame is not in there. Now, that's interesting about the college football playoff going to 12 teams now. It's like, what does your lack of a conference affiliation, your stubbornness, your obstinance, what does that do for you come playoff time? Right now for the Irish, Gary, it means they're out.
And that means they have one prove-it game left, and that's USC to end their season.
I would argue that you've got a couple of proven games.
In terms of ranked matchups, they don't have any more.
Navy might be ranked by October 26th, and Army, if they continue to hold serve, could be ranked by the 23rd. Gary, the service academies, those two of note, Air Force, beat it. Those two are undefeated at the same time, 4-0 for the first time since 1945.
Which was the end of what?
Which was, the last time they combined for a pretty big win.
Yep. And who was our op then?
The Axis of Evil.
Bring it in, man.
Let's go.
Hey, we have more things similar than dissimilar.
Than different, exactly.
Hey, but go Army.
That's what you or Navy. But that's what you get on this program. You get Notre Dame, afterthought, Service Academy love, with a little bit of history thrown in, right? Because the original air raid offense.
Boom.
I mean, ask the countries we beat in World War II.
Germany.
How that felt.
It was not a Guten knocked in for them.
All right, time now for Built for Success, presented by Ram Trucks. This week we're looking at a pair of top 10 teams facing some big tests in conference games. Let's start with number 8, Miami.
He's on his horse.
Way west, taking on Cal in the debut of ACC After Dark. That one at 10:30 Eastern over on ESPN. Will the late night start time be a cause for concern for the Hurricanes? We're going to stay up late.
No, we're not.
See what happens in this one.
I'm gonna be snoozing.
I'm gonna watch a little bit of it.
No, you're not. We work the next morning, brother.
That's true. I'm lying through my teeth.
Yep.
I'm not gonna watch any of it. Miami is coming off of this home matchup. Remember, they were at home there at Miami Gardens against Virginia Tech. The Hail Mary that wasn't. I mean, to me, that was a touchdown. If it's ruled a touchdown, we don't need to relitigate it. We're on opposite sides of this thing. But Miami got a gift. They're still undefeated. So now game day is out in Berkeley for the 3-1 Bears, the undefeated Miami Hurricanes. Cam Ward knows Cal.
Yes.
More importantly, Cal knows him. They beat him last year.
Interesting Cam Ward revenge game. By the way, if we can't trust the authorities and powers that be who are in control of calling a touchdown and a touchdown and non-touchdown, who are we to trust if you can't trust them?
Maybe I got a little Berkeley in me, all right? Question authority. Question everything.
Okay, number one question on the docket.
Do it.
For what reason will the Cal students be protesting tomorrow?
The loss? Because Miami's going to destroy them?
Exactly. Well, Cal,
do you think Miami has a hangover? Does Miami have a hangover from last week? You got to fly 4,000 miles.
You got to fly across the country. You got to play in the East Bay area. And Cal's going to give them their best shot. This is the first time game day has ever been on the campus at Berkeley. There's probably a reason why. But Miami, now the attention, listen, they always go into out of the preseason with, is Miami back? Is the U back? They always have one of those 1 or 2 wins that kind of get them on our radar, and then we start building up hope. And then it's false hope. And then they undercut our legs. What do we become?
We become
Lieutenant
legless.
Dan. We become Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, that's
what the hell to do with my legs. You'll never have metal legs.
Magic
Grandma's
legs.
boy.
Right.
You'll never have a race car bed either.
Your mom sure cares about your schooling.
For sure.
Yes.
So Miami's going to go into Cal, remain undefeated.
Yes.
What do we even know about this Cal football team?
They're gritty, right? They're first in, their last out. That's what we know about Cal. They take on the mindset of their coach, and it just got us thinking, like, game day should have been here before because they've had great talent before. You ready for this?
Deshaun Jackson.
Jared Goff.
Okay, time out.
What timeout?
You can't speak of fantastic. No disrespect to Jared Goff.
It sounds like disrespect is coming.
Super Bowl participating quarterback, okay? Deshaun Jackson, one of the most electric players of our millennial generation, and then let us not forget Marshawn Lynch. 2006, whipping the medical car. Come on.
What about Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
Right? What about him?
He also went there.
Did he go there with Marshawn Lynch? I think they were there at the same time. How did that team not win more?
You said that they overlapped, and you're a big history guy.
How did that team not more? Yeah. History was in like 2006.
For sure.
Anyway, I don't know that Miami has a hangover. I think Cal will be up for it, but Cal lost to Florida State. Florida State in this studio.
Florida State is like, whoa.
Florida State's been a punchline.
Y'all let us win?
In this studio, yeah.
Y'all let us win? Okay.
Is the U back all the way?
They are.
Already. We don't even need to see this win.
I mean, we're going to see the win.
I know we're
Miami undefeated. Listen, and sometimes you have to let luck be on your side. You call it luck last week against Virginia Tech.
Yeah. But luck didn't go to Cal. Luck went to State.
Well, and also luck might have been dressed in Foot Locker associate gear, is what I'm trying to say.
100%.
I think Miami's good. Yeah. Is Cal going to give them a tough game? I don't know.
Cam Ward, 5 total touchdowns. 5 of them as Miami wins. He might throw one to that 30-year-old tight end that they have.
Yes.
Because a lot of people go to school for 9 years. They're called doctors.
Cam McCormick, do your thing, brother.
Love it.
Did he enroll in college during the Obama administration?
It's entirely possible.
It's entirely factual.
Factual and accurate. Let's go to the South. We got Tennessee taking on Arkansas, and this evokes images, if you're a certain millennial age, of Clint Stoner. Remember Clint Stoner?
Who could forget?
Clint Stoner was the truth. He was nasty there at Fayetteville. He just fumbled against Tennessee, and that's how they lost. They're iconic colors, iconic programs. Arkansas's on the come up offensively. Are we going to see any hiccups, though, from Nico and Maliava? Maliava and the Vols.
No, I don't think so. Short answer. Now listen, do we know a bunch of rabid Woo Pig fans?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Are the Razorbacks one of those programs who love to just disrupt? We don't ever have high expectations in terms of on a national scale for them.
I'm starting to.
But are they one of those programs who will gladly? They're like one of those uncles who comes to Thanksgiving or comes to Christmas and they always pop off. They want to get political. They want to get religious. They want. What I'm basically trying to say is they want to ruin it for everybody else.
Okay.
Enter Arkansas.
I was going to take it in a positive way.
Okay.
They're the uncle who comes to Christmas and gives your toddler the loudest, brightest, most light-up toy possible, and knows what they did. They Trojan horsed your home.
Yes.
And then they just sit back and they laugh because they know that music and that toy is just going to make that noise throughout the thing.
Indeed.
Tennessee, how high do they get in the polls? How high does Tennessee get in the polls?
Where are they right now? Number 4? Oh, that's fine. And actually, can we really quick talk about the SEC's, again, once dominance in the rankings?
Oh, for the top 5 teams.
Ohio State is the only one holding any other conference afloat right now at number 3.
And Ohio State might be the most talented top to bottom.
In the country. But Tennessee has an SEC problem. The SEC is just front heavy, front loaded.
Yeah.
So like 4 is not doing Tennessee a disservice right now. I mean, they're just, everybody else is really good in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, and they're going to face them, though. Like,
Ohio
they get Georgia,
Texas,
they get Ole Miss.
and Alabama. So they're going to get their opportunity to prove otherwise. But right now, Tennessee at number 4, Rocky Top should be elated with that.
They have outscored their opponents, Tennessee has, 216 to 28.
And I was going to say 216 to 27. So
you were close.
I was pretty close.
So close. Price is Right rules, you would have won. This is the schedule ahead of them, though. Keep an eye on November 2nd. Gary, who do they have November 2nd?
Let me take a look here. Let me see how.
The proverbial.
Kentucky. Oh,
you know
that's
what?
The uncle.
In the
that's
Punch
the uncle.
Bowl. I'm saying they got to go. They host number 1 Alabama. They got to go to Georgia in November, but between that is Kentucky. Keep an eye on that. Florida's gettable. They've already beaten Oklahoma. It's starting to shape up, but those two are going to decide exactly how high they get. They could be the number 1 team in the country if they take care of business through.
They're going to enjoy
November
that trip
16th.
to Nashville, though, November 30th. You know why?
Why's
Hattie B's.
Hattie B's.
Spicy chicken. But don't let that get in the way of taking care of business on the field if you got to take care of business off the field on the porcelain
I was
throne.
going to say, you're talking about at the latrine? I appreciate that. All right, we got more from Tennessee and Arkansas coming your way. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Did you think you would get out of here without talking about a turlet?
All right, if you have internet, if you have a screen, ESPN's network of college football coverage is where you want to be, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Christine and the Harrys countdown to game day. Get you set. Out west, they're in Berkeley, bunch of weirdos. And then the nightcap, the college football show, 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern, streaming live on the app, on YouTube, on Facebook. Again, anywhere that you get internet connection. Scooby Mageza, fresh off that knee surgery. He's a battler, he's a gamer, he's a winner. Him and the boys holding things down to put a nice little bow on Saturday's festivities.
One of these. Here's the thing. Like you talk about the weirdos out in Berkeley. They're going to be out there at 4 a.m. local. 3 a.m. local.
Doing what?
For college game day. Probably just staying up. You know, you don't have to get up if you don't go to bed.
That's true. No, that's valid.
Time for another game of contender or pretender. We got 5 weeks of college football under our belts. The whole month of September to look back on. So we're going to look at some teams that are starting to make some noise or some teams who are drawing attention in the wrong way. We're going to start, though, with Georgia.
Oh.
Talk about the wrong way.
I don't think so. Okay, so I was doing a show with Elle Duncan, noted Georgia fan.
Yes.
Her fandom is through the roof. This is the worst thing that possibly could have happened to the Bulldogs because they teased us. They were getting smoked in the first half. But think about everything that transpired in that game, going on the road as road favorites, having their undefeated season. They were down by 21 points in a hostile environment against a freaking Alabama team who was clicking on all cylinders. And Georgia, unequivocally, was not clicking on any cylinders. They were a They were a hybrid. No cylinders
correct.
needed. They were an electric vehicle,
electric car.
but they were able to turn things on and take a lead in the final minutes of that game, playing the worst football we've seen Carson Beck play, the worst football we've seen Georgia as a unit play under Kirby Smart, and still almost left Tuscaloosa with a win. Yes, not great to get a loss, but this loss and the way they were able to storm back, I think has some positive attributes. You should not be worried about this Georgia team.
You could hear Kirby Smart say, hey, I'm proud of the fight, proud of the way we responded, all that good stuff. The problem is this is not an isolated thing. The game before, and it was 2 weeks before.
Sure.
2 weeks to prepare for Bama. So they had 2 weeks to come out and then lay that first half.
But didn't Kentucky, holding them and playing them close, show us that maybe Kentucky's a whole lot better than we thought they were? Because they went on the road to Oxford and knocked off the number 6 team in the country in Ole Miss. So Kentucky's way better than people think.
Did not have a multi-interception game in his career until Alabama. He threw 3 of them. They were backbreakers. There were times where I wondered what he was seeing or what he was feeling. And that whole like, hey, I'm seeing ghosts out there.
Yeah.
I got to see more from Carson
Sam
Beck.
Darnold 2.0.
Got to see
MVP
more from Carson
frontrunner.
I'm just wondering if the whole like, hey, first overall pick in the draft thing, has that come back to earth a little bit?
People were talking about seeing that.
Speaking of draft picks, what about Colorado?
I don't know about
what
that.
What do you see? Colorado, contender? Wait, where are we landing on Georgia? Contender?
Contender.
For you?
Contender.
All right, still a contender.
Contender in the college football playoff.
What about Colorado? Contender or pretender?
Colorado is a contender in that they are going to contend for a bowl game.
For a bowl game, and that's an improvement.
And that's an improvement from a team that did not get to the 6 wins last year, even though they came out of the gates hot. Their over-under on wins was 3.5, and they hit the under. This year, they've already gone over the 3.5 mark. 3-game heater. They need 2 more. Listen, I'm not saying that the bar is limbo low for Colorado because they are the team that has all of the hype. They're the team that has one legitimate Heisman contender in Travis Hunter and another guy who's on the fringes with Shedeur Sanders, who keeps throwing 4-touchdown games and keeps winning games in exciting fashion for the Buffs.
Yeah.
This is going to be like one of those, hey, come out to the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. And that's okay.
Yeah.
San Diego's wonderful in December.
America's finest city for
all right?
a reason.
You can get taquitos there. That's what they call them.
Rolled tacos?
That's what they call taquitos.
They're so good. And Roberto's?
Contender?
Or El Indios? No, they're a pretender. They're going to.
For a bowl game?
I thought we were talking national title. Okay,
well,
for a bowl game contender.
I'm watering it down.
I'm watering it down. Playoff pretender. Here's the thing: they've already matched their conference win total from last year.
Yeah.
They have 1, and now they have Kansas State. Kansas State got boat raced by BYU. I want to see what Kansas State has.
Okay.
That's going to tell us a lot. What about Miami? Miami is our next.
Miami.
Or pretender. The Miami Hurricanes.
Miami definitely a contender. They are undefeated. Cam Ward. You talk about Heisman frontrunner. Listen, he was the Heisman betting favorite going into week 4, and then Jalen Milroe had the game that Jalen Milroe had, and he sort of leapfrogged him in that conversation. But the way Cam Ward is playing, the way he's facilitating the Miami offense, this is going to be a weird one going to Cal, who's only lost 1 game this season. It was last week. It was a close game. Virginia Tech played them tough last season, but Miami was able to will themselves to a win. It was a weird call in the end zone.
It was an incorrect
call.
That was a touchdown.
He didn't really secure possession.
Was there enough to overturn it?
But they ruled it a touchdown, so then they overruled it. Maybe people are arguing that there wasn't enough to overrule it.
Yeah.
But I think the way Miami is playing, they are good. ACC isn't as great as we expected them to be. I think the biggest test that they're going to face in Berkeley right now is having to fly 18,000 miles, play in an unfamiliar situation against an unfamiliar team. Yeah. And Cam Ward has familiarity with Cal, and Cal beat him last season.
Cal beat him last season. He has better weapons in Miami. Yeah. They're a contender. They're going to beat Cal. Keep an eye on a Clemson matchup, possibly the ACC championship game. We'll see what goes there. Different shade of orange, burnt orange, down in Austin, Texas. They fall from number 1. Alabama took their spot. Are the Horns contenders or pretenders?
100% contenders. And everybody, even outside of Austin, has to recognize that what Texas is doing right now is super special. They have 2 QB1s. When Quinn Ewers is ready, and he's going to be ready in the perfect time when Georgia comes a-calling in a couple of weeks, you'll be down there. We're going to be able to see Texas click on all cylinders. We already have seen them click on all cylinders, and they're a Bugatti. They have 12 cylinders. Quinn Ewers goes down, Arch Manning steps up. Look at him. The guy's a freaking human gazelle. He's not from the Manning lineage.
No.
Arch was the talented athlete, and that's his dad. Or rather, Cooper was his dad, and he was the all-state wide receiver.
Yeah.
Texas is so real.
Yeah, no, they're real. Here's the thing. It's fun to forecast it ahead. Right now, if the college football playoff started today, they would be in the 5 seed.
Which is insane.
They'd be a 5 seed hosting Boise State.
Okay.
That'd be a fun
game.
That'd be a fun matchup.
Take the over.
Let's look at other teams in action, notable teams here
Yep.
in Week 6. What about the Ohio State Buckeyes, or rather Oregon, Oregon at 6, I'm thinking elsewhere in the Big Ten. Taking on Michigan State, 9 p.m. Eastern. UCLA.
Oh,
UCLA falling last week to Oregon. Oregon's starting to have that look. They're undefeated.
Yeah,
Moving
they're starting to
showdown
click.
against Ohio State next week. They'll have to get past Sparty first in Week 6. Number 9, Missouri at College Station taking on Texas A&M. It's the only top 25 matchup as the Tigers are coming off a bye, a couple close wins. They're still undefeated. Meanwhile, the Aggies have won 4 straight since that close loss to Notre Dame. Coin flip, ESPN Analytics.
Oh, wow, okay.
Giving Missouri just a 51% chance to win this one. I like
Undefeated and getting disrespected.
Tigers. All right, number 1, Alabama, 4:15 p.m. Eastern at Vandy. Listen, the Commodores.
Letdown game.
Frisky now. Diego Pavia, he's been a fun revelation at quarterback for the Commodores. Vandy taking Missouri to the limit, 2 overtimes. Last time
Do we
Alabama
have a hangover? Do we have a Bama
in Nashville? It would not be the first time.
Come on.
Not be the first time. 10th ranked Michigan at UW, 7:30 p.m. This is a conference game. Remember when the sky was falling in Ann Arbor?
It still is. This does nothing for me.
It's not falling because you'd have to throw in order for something to
they
fall.
had 32 yards
All they do is
in the
fall.
air. 32 yards.
Oh, it is time to yes and the heck out of this next segment. Gary Striewski.
What do you speak of?
You had quite a weekend last weekend. Why don't you tell us about some of your off-field activities?
Well, correct. It was an improv show that did you attend? There we are.
This one, no. I went to the first one.
That's a team incognito right there. Not very incognito because I'm the one on the right. Okay, white hat. Hey, that's Eric. He's in our graphics department in the turquoise shirt. Was incognito, making our pay to watch us play debut. Yes. Were people getting ripped off? Equally, yes.
No, you can't put a price on
Well,
joy.
here, this was me. This was me as a member of in Springfield, Ohio, speaking to cats.
Is that what it was? Oh, you were
initially, and then of course this is Cole
last rites or
coming into the scene, and now we're squirrels, and now that's Mary marrying us.
Okay.
This is me meeting Kevin, or AKA my boss, in a grocery store.
Oh.
In a place coworkers wouldn't generally see ourselves.
Correct.
And then that's a woman who was a plant, and she said something quite nice.
Oh, okay.
The crowd reacted.
Yeah.
Favorably.
You could hear the crowd react.
It's all stuff that you could have seen for yourself.
I had a prior commitment.
Where were you?
I was at a Noah Khan concert, aka a concert,
Yep.
A-H-A-N concert. No big deal. Listen, we don't need to talk about what I was doing. I do want to say that I was at your first performance, and then you secretly put our names in bowls.
Was it a secret when I
and
told
we got
you, hey,
called
Randy,
up
I
on
got
stage.
a surprise for you. I said, hey, Randy, man, I got a surprise for you.
Have you ever done improv against your will? Like that's kind of what happened.
what this show
the first
is.
time. In your honor, though, we're going to take a look. We're going to take an improv look. Oh. Character plays, you say. Right? At Heisman
That's
Trophy
next level.
candidates.
Okay.
Like some people on short lists for the Heisman Trophy. So you are going to be, first up, Travis Hunter. Make your case.
Pow!
Your case.
Stand by.
Hit him with it.
Hold on, let me get into character.
With it.
Yeah, I could have gone to any school that I possibly wanted to go because the NIL money was flowing like the rivers of Lake Minnetonka. That's a lake. The waters don't flow.
What sources?
All that to say, I love Boulder. I'm learning from the best in prime time. Yes, I'm going first round, baby. Should I be a Heisman? Yes. Now, are we going to split some votes because Shador's balling out of his mind? Also, yes.
Is he, though? Yeah. Yeah, head move. No, that's good. That's good. Can you
this is him doing a little TikTok.
T-Rav, can you sustain 120 snaps a game? Is that something that you can really do?
I take offense to you having to ask that question because the proof is in the pudding, all right? The truth is in the tape. You see me play. These games can be 5 quarters, 6 quarters, 7 quarters, 8 quarters. If you got 8 quarters, what do you have? $2. Sucker, give me the Heisman. Pow!
Yeah. Okay, that's all well and good. I'm going to take Jalen Milroe.
No, but seriously, we got 4 wins. We need to at least become bowl eligible for this to be a genuine conversation. So just bear with us for 2 more dubs.
Yeah, okay, listen, RG3 lost like 5 games the year that he won
the
Heisman Trophy. I'm not going to put it up to my face, but I'm going to be Jalen Milroe.
You should.
I don't know, it feels problematic. I'm going to be Jalen Milroe.
Why?
I'm going to hold up Jalen Milroe.
Well, now I'm questioning whether or not.
Away from my own face.
Okay.
I'm going to hold up Jalen Milroe and point out 400 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Okay.
Against what? the best defense in all of college football, Georgia.
Okay.
At least until they played us. I made a star out of Ryan Williams, 75
Whoa.
yards. Oh, no. I'm making
okay.
money for 17-year-olds like an after-school job.
Okay.
Like the fast food industry.
Oh,
like
a
yard
little
work,
part-time job at Rita's.
babysitting. What about Cutco knives?
It's seasonal.
What about Cutco knives?
They're in Costco. Cutco is not hurting.
Listen, I did that when I was 17, cut my own finger, also cut a penny with scissors. It's not about me right now. It's about the money and the work that Jalen Milroe, me, who I am,
yes,
in this character development, this character play, I am now the betting favorite at ESPN Bet to win the Heisman Trophy, and it's because I keep stacking dubs, and I'm the best dual threat. You can play both sides of the ball, Travis Hunter. That's fine. You put your thing down, no big deal. I'm actually a dual threat quarterback. I might also be the best running back in the SEC. I just happen to have a cannon on my right shoulder.
You know what they say, if you have two threats, you have none threats. Let me see.
Nobody says that. No one says that. All right, who are you next? Oh,
Cam Ward revenge game. Am I going back to Cal, a place that the last time I was there as the Washington State quarterback, I lost? How many times was I sacked?
6.
6. How many defensive touchdowns did they have? 2. How many interceptions did I throw?
1.
And none of that matters. Why? Because the weirdos in Berkeley don't like football. They're not paying attention. So Miami's going up there. It's strictly a business trip. We're going to stay undefeated. Montgomery Ward went out of business, and that was a department store that many millennials will remember that provided great value. They went toe-to-toe with Sears, all right? Sears also,
yeah, I was gonna,
R.I.P.
Nobody won there. Yeah.
But Cam is the most recent iteration of Ward that gives you great value. This guy was an NIL transfer, and now he's making Miami, the U, relevant as a top 10 team. The only thing I'm hoping is that Cam Ward doesn't go out of business before the season ends, because that would be... that wouldn't be great for Miami because they're back.
No,
the
that's
U's
all.
kind of back right now.
The U is kind of back, and they're going to roll against Cal.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and be Ashton Jeanty. This used to be a running back award. It used to be. Now it just goes to the best quarterback on a halfway decent team.
Own the role.
Jeanty.
Okay.
Well, I should be running around, man, if I'm Ashton Jeanty. More than 800 yards.
I should chase you during this bit.
13 touchdowns. And we're not even halfway through the season. And here's the thing about Boise State. Everybody knows about the Smurf turf. Everybody knows about going up to Idaho and how Idaho is, separated itself from the rest of the country.
What do you mean by that?
I just mean like they're in their own tier. You know what I mean? Like I can't see how anyone catches them. They're a top 25 team, and if the college football playoff started right now, they would be in as a 12 seed.
Hell yeah.
And Ashton Jeanty is an absolute menace. If you want value, you talk about Montgomery Ward, Cam Ward, Sela Ward, right? Chicago Hope.
Obviously.
If you're talking about Ward's providing value, Ashton Jeanty is the best value on the board of someone who realistically could and should get an invite to New York for the Heisman Trophy.
The reason I think that you are so high on Ashton Jeanty is because look at how he spells the last name. There's a gene in it, and Randy Scott, guess what? Sleeps in jeans. Starched, no four-way stretch.
No, I need the
He
stretch.
likes them because what do you say? You stay ready so you never have to get ready?
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And here's the thing. What color's the turf that they play on?
Blue.
And what color are my jeans?
Blue.
Let's go.
Blue. Do you know that jeans, though, were initially made for coal miners? All right?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Coal miners and gold
Well, listen.
surveyists.
You take that coal.
Okay, they were in caves.
Take that
Randy,
coal. Yeah.
Graduate.
Take that
we don't
coal.
need jeans
Squeeze
anymore.
it nice and tight. What do you get?
Diamonds.
Diamonds. You can see more of a diamond performance at Improv from Gary Striewski.
Tomorrow.
This has been.
Will you be there?
It's tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
This has been the Kickoff, presented by Ram Trucks. We'll see you at Improv.